Hi, my name is Kirsten, and today I want to tell you more about my research on autism in work life. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder that starts in childhood and for many symptoms continue into adult age. So, what does neurodevelopmental disorder mean? Neurodevelopmental disorder means that the brain is wired in a different way, and this we already see early on, before and after birth, so perinatal. However, to be diagnosed as autistic in adult age does not mean you need to have carried the diagnosis since childhood. Approximately 1 to 2% in the worldwide population are autistic. We currently see a rise in diagnosis, and this is partly due because we get better at recognizing women and girls earlier. Autism, according to the DSM-5, our current diagnostic manual as issued by the American Psychiatric Association, defines autism by two main criteria. A, difficulties in social communication and interaction. This may mean that you're having difficulties interpreting nonverbal cues in a conversation, but it also may mean that misunderstandings are more common because it's difficult to predict social behavior, which is particularly challenging, especially in new or unknown situations. B, a reliance on routine and stereotype behavior. This may mean, for example, that routines are extremely important and that they are for all of us, right? But the difference between an autistic and a non-autistic person is that the way of responding to when a routine is broken or cannot be performed as usual may mean that anxiety is extremely high and that you might not be able to pursue your morning routine, for instance. And this can cause strong interruptions in the daily living. For many autists, transitioning into employment is very difficult. In Germany, for instance, 60 to 80% of autists are unemployed, and this is a much higher prevalence compared to the overall population, but also compared to people with psychiatric diagnoses such as schizophrenia. In my research, I focus on what makes work life sustainable for those autists who manage to gain employment. Stress management is a central issue here. Stress in general is a big issue for autists. Why is that way? Well, there are a couple of reasons lying underneath, partly in the sphere of neurotransmitters and neuroconnectivity, others more related to the way autism in general works. For instance, in autistic people, we see a hyperactive amygdala. The amygdala is a brain structure deep down in your brain, usually connected with a fight and flight reaction. When the amygdala is overly active, this means you might be more prone to responding with fear and stress in situations such as work meetings. Also, for many autistic people, situations such as communication with clients or the boss can be extremely stressful, sometimes also feeding from past experiences of misunderstanding. So, what makes work life more sustainable for autistic people? We saw that it takes two to tango here at least. One, it takes a supportive work environment. That may mean a work culture with low or few conflicts, maybe some physical workspace amendments, such as reducing the stimuli, for example, noise, light, or other disruptions. What the autists we interviewed pointed out that it's not so difficult to amend. It just takes some openness and understanding and a willingness to make the workplace work. So how about stress? Stress for autistic people is high. And when I say high, I mean very high. Coping with stress, therefore, is pivotal to manage everyday work life. So far, there's way too little research on how autism-specific strategies such as masking, stimming, or social withdrawal is related to well-being and to burnout. In our research, we continue to explore what makes work life accessible and attainable for autistic people. And for this, we actively involve autistic people because they are the expert of their lived experiences. Securing and maintaining work is seen as meaningful for many. With our research, we hope to contribute to more understanding how psychology can help for more autistic people to attain and maintain work.